Today, Giannis Antetokounmpo gave an interview in which he kind of jokingly, playfully said, "Hey, you know what? If any of the superstars of the league want to come to Milwaukee and play with me, I'm willing to be a number 2 or a number 3 even on that team." So Giannis actively recruiting. Now, of course, he's going to say he was just joking around because the league could actually crack down on this. They've done it before, where guys actually speak the name of an upcoming free agent in the media, which is a big no-no. It's called tampering. And so Giannis said, if LeBron wants to come to Milwaukee, if Anthony Davis wants to come to Milwaukee, if Kevin Durant wants to come here, I don't even have to run the show. I know this is my team. I'll be the number 2 here in Milwaukee, or even the number 3, which I thought was crazy. And so does this mean that LeBron or AD or Kevin Durant are going to go there? No. Does this mean that what Giannis is saying is, look, I'm going to be here a long time. So if you want to come, right? We don't know that either. What I think we can take away from this is that Giannis is not above going to a super team and joining up with a bunch of other superstar players. That's one reason why I was wondering, where is Giannis going to go if not Milwaukee? Would he go, to the Lakers? I thought maybe not, because Giannis doesn't want to get the Kevin Durant treatment, where KD goes to the Warriors. They had already won a title. They had other superstars. And a lot of media and fans look at KD's titles and they disrespect those titles. And they say, he didn't win it himself. He joined a super team already. It was a cheat code for Kevin Durant to go to Golden State. We don't respect what KD did in the Bay Area. And so I thought, wow, Giannis probably looks at that and he says, you know what? I don't want to join superstars. But today's comments totally flipped that for me. Giannis Antetokounmpo is willing to go to a team that already has superstars. That's the one thing that I think we can take away from this today. And of course, a lot of other people are going to make videos and are going to talk on TV about all the big takeaways. This means, Giannis is definitely signing the Supermax. Look, we don't know any of that stuff. But I think what we do know is he is willing to go play with other high-level superstars and does not care about getting the KD treatment from fans and from the media. And so to me, that opens things up for teams like the Lakers or the Clippers or the Brooklyn Nets. And, it's funny because, the Miami Heat, the Toronto Raptors, the Dallas Mavericks, that's a good one. These teams open up cap space to try to get Giannis, but any team can get Giannis. Like, there are always ways to clear cap space. In fact, the Heat don't even have that cap space anymore after Bam Adebayo signed. So I think these comments by Giannis today, obviously LeBron's not going to go live in Milwaukee. Okay. That's not what is going to happen. Okay. If anything, Giannis would go to LA, right? But today opened that up for me to be like, you know what? He is willing to go to those teams. So for me, it's no longer the Heat and the Raptors and the Mavericks. Like, I'm opening this up, to all these teams could get Giannis. So you're going to see a lot about people saying that Giannis is definitely going to sign the Supermax. And I think that just is not true. I saw a report that said that Milwaukee brass, meaning their front office and ownership, are confident that Giannis is going to sign the Supermax this week and that they're going to meet with Giannis this week. And so a lot of people read that report and they say, that means that Giannis is going to sit in a room with the front office. He's going to sit in a room with the ownership, and they're going to have a contract in front of him that he can sign because he just got back from Greece, right? So this is guaranteed. Giannis is going to sign the Supermax. Actually, no. Guys can sign contracts these days on an iPad. Davis Bertans, when Bertans signed like the $80+ million extension, it wasn't an extension, he was an unrestricted free agent. The $80 million contract with the Wizards, Bertans was in Europe, and he did it on an iPad. So Giannis could have signed this thing all along. It didn't matter that he was in Greece. So just because Giannis is back in Milwaukee and he is meeting with the front office and the ownership, people are reading into that saying that he's definitely going to sign the Supermax. Stop. No. I think if he had his mind made up, he would have already done it. I don't think Giannis is going to sign the Supermax. And the comments from Giannis today saying that he's willing to play with a LeBron James or Kevin Durant, that to me says that it's more than the Heat and the Raptors and whatnot who are in the running for Giannis. So anyway, those are my big takeaways, guys. So let's just do questions here just for a couple of minutes. I really wanted to jump on because there wasn't time to make a video today for me. And so, I didn't want to let too much time going by without giving you guys my thoughts on this. I don't think there's going to be a super team in Milwaukee. No, I don't think that the Bucks are going to win a championship. No, his second best teammate is still Chris Middleton. So, all right, guys, what do we have here? Buddy Hield. Here's the thing, Polo God. Let's say they got Buddy Hield, okay? What does that do? It just adds another shooter. Look, when you think about the teams with depth, that was like the Miami Heat last year, okay? And the Miami Heat had tons of depth, but who had the stars? The Lakers, and they won the championship, and they won it easily. They were dominant in the finals. So I don't care. I don't care that the Bucks might get Buddy Hield. Like, to me, that just adds depth, and it doesn't matter. All right, guys, what y'all got? Did AD re-sign? No, AD did not re-sign. And that's actually interesting. Why is Anthony Davis not signing? I know some people are talking about aligning his contract with Giannis. Yeah, I guess that's a possibility. Sure, that's a possibility. Let's see. What else do we have here? Is Giannis going to the Lakers? No one knows. But the thing about that is you can clear caps. Anyone can clear cap space. The Warriors can clear space for Giannis. And if Giannis reaches unrestricted free agency, they're going to open it up. Like, all 30 teams are going to be in on Giannis. They're all going to want him. And they will all be willing to clear cap space for him. And for the Warriors, that would mean trading at least Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins. So every team can do it. And at this point, the Heat have to. The Heat have to clear cap space because Bam Adebayo signed it. Rockets in 2027. I don't see how that's possible. SWA Barry. I don't see how that's possible because they don't have any. Actually, they do have the 2 first-round picks from Portland, but wow, they would have to get lucky in the draft for that to happen. How is Giannis? Oh, these are coming in hot. Let's see. Hey, AM Hoops, you are in the AM for me. That's awesome. Let's see. What else we got, yo? We got 600 people. Very happy about that. Is Buddy Hield going to get traded? Well, he is one of the guys who could potentially be on the trade block, Buddy Hield. And I think it's less likely that Hield gets traded because they did not bring Bogdan Bogdanović back. And so I think they're going to need Hield to get more minutes, which is what he wants. Coach Luke Walton benched Hield at one point last year. And so I think he gets back in the starting rotation and he probably gets back in a better mood and doesn't want to leave Sacramento. Another really interesting thing that was reported was that if the Bucks do not get, I am reading this, Tim from Patreon. Oh, what up, Tim? Still think Harden will end up with the Hawks? No, sir. Clippers will be 2021 champs. You know what, dude? I don't see why not, Tim. That is definitely a possibility. I do not play 2K. The Miami Heat have said that they are interested in Bradley Beal if Giannis signs the Supermax. So, Pat Riley, he always swings for the fences, right? And they want to get a max type player in there. And, I think at one point, Victor Oladipo was the backup plan there, but Vic has a lot to prove this coming season to show that he is still the kind of player he was 2 years ago. before that injury. And so what is everyone's backup plan? That's the thing. All these teams they have cap space for Giannis. He can only go to one team, right? So the Knicks have cap space for Giannis. The Raptors, the Mavericks have a max cap space. The Heat just paid Bam Adebayo, so they don't have that space, but they can clear space. The point is that only one team can get Giannis. So what is going to be the backup plan? And I think the backup plan for most of these teams will be Bradley Beal. And if not, there are other free agents next offseason. It's not just Giannis. That's the thing is Giannis casts such a big shadow here that we forget that other guys are going to be free agents. Rudy Gobert is a free agent. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, who else? And then you have the big trade guys like Harden or Beal. Yo, it's Meek. And who do you think will be the 2021 champs? Well, Meek, it's really hard to bet against the Lakers right now. And, often it's, it's smart for people who do what I do, which is create content. It's smart for them to make some like crazy out of the box prediction, like I would say the Nuggets are going to be 2021 champs. I can't bring myself to do that. That's just so stupid. Obviously the Lakers are the favorites. Like they're the overwhelming favorites. The Lakers had the best two players in the playoffs last year. They bring them back and they have depth. I mean, it's they have Dennis Schroeder, they have Montrezl Harrell. They didn't even have a third best player last year. You could argue the third best Laker was KCP, and they brought KCP back. So I think anyone who is betting against the Lakers, they're just trolling, basically. Somebody said that the Blazers are amazing. Sneak peek for you guys what Thursday's video is on the channel. It's going to be called Thursday's video on the channel is going to be called They Have to Stop Sleeping on the Blazers. Did you guys see that ESPN put out their official predictions for the playoffs next year? They have the Suns getting the 8th seed and the Blazers not making the playoffs. To me, that is ridiculous. That deserves an entire video. The Blazers were the best team in the bubble for a reason. They were able to get up to that 9 seed and then beat the Grizzlies twice because they got healthy. The reason why the Blazers were playing catch up is because they were injured, right? And now they're going to have a whole season of Yusuf Nurkic, Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, obviously. Then they have some signings like Robert Covington. I think the people at ESPN who put the Blazers out of the playoffs and the Suns in the 8th seed are insane. So I can't wait to make that video. I'm not a huge Blazers fan. To me, that's baffling. So Jamie says Giannis has the Donnie Nelson connection. Okay. He wanted to draft him, but Mark wanted to go after Dwight. Big fish hunting. Yeah, I feel you about that. But how much, are you basically saying like loyalty is involved there, Jamie? Because if loyalty is going to factor into it, he's staying in Milwaukee, right? Like, do you have a lot of, I agree. I've heard that story. Then why wouldn't he go to the Hawks, right? I think the bottom line, because the Hawks wanted him, I think the bottom line is the roster. And Giannis has said that over and over. Like, for him, the number one thing is winning. And that's why I was so impressed about what Giannis said today about, if LeBron or AD or Kevin Durant want to come here, I'll be a number 2 or even a number 3 as long as it means we win a title. I love that about Giannis. Giannis, to me, is such a likable superstar because he doesn't have that ego. Do the Jazz regress this season? Tony, I'll get to that in 2 seconds. If you guys watched Giannis's Defensive Player of the Year acceptance speech, go watch it. It's awesome. The first thing he did was thank his teammates. The second thing he did was thank Coach Bud. The third thing he did was thank the organization. I don't even think he talked about himself the entire acceptance speech. Like, I love that, dude. Maybe it's because I covered the Spurs for those 2 years, And I was in San Antonio interviewing Pop, interviewing Kawhi, Tim Duncan, whatever. And these guys were all about no ego. Coach Pop would say that the first thing that they looked for in someone that they got in free agency or in the draft, Coach Pop would say he would interview them himself and find out, have they gotten over themselves? Do they not think they are a huge deal? Because he thought, he's learned you can't change people. When they come here, they're not going to get in the Spurs system and they're going to all of a sudden be a egoless person. He goes, we learned that we can't change anyone. We want that kind of star. And so maybe it's because I was influenced by covering the Spurs. I love that about Giannis. Giannis invites AD and LeBron and KD to come to the Bucks, and he says, I'll be a number 3 if it means we win a title. I love that. I want my stars to be all about winning. A win star. Like, screw that. Or, okay. All right. Sorry, we knocked off for a second. Anyway, that was a rant, but I want to get back. Do I think the Jazz regress in 2021? No, I don't. I think that getting Jordan Clarkson back was a really smart idea. Before, I know that Clarkson can be frustrating because he never saw a shot he didn't like, right? And you want the ball more in Donovan Mitchell's hands, but the numbers say that before Jordan Clarkson got there, their bench was one of the worst in the league. And after Jordan Clarkson got there, their bench was average, which is a heck of a lot better than worst in the league. I'm glad they re-signed him on a team-friendly contract. I'm glad Derek Favors is back because Favors has proven that he's a really good backup to Rudy Gobert, especially if Gobert gets in foul trouble. And he's a big upgrade over Ed Davis. I'm just really interested. Who takes the true superstar leap this year? Is it Jamal Murray? Is it Donovan Mitchell? We saw those guys go back and forth in that first round in that 7-game series. And I really want to know, like, which of these guys takes that, like, sustains what we saw in the playoffs in this regular season. Does Jamal Murray become like a real star? Or was that just bubble magic, And same thing with Donovan Mitchell. So I don't think the Jazz regress, and I'm really looking forward to what they do this year. Let's see. Just because? No, they cannot. Make a video on the Rockets, greatest city in the world. You know what? STWA Barry. I am from Bel Air, Texas. I grew up there. I'm from Houston. I grew up a few miles away from the Summit, where the Hakeem Rockets, where they won their 2 titles. So I grew up a big Rockets fan. What is this video on? I know, Jake, the funny thing is, dude, like, if we do a live stream, if you don't jump in at a certain point, we've probably gone off on a tangent. This video really is just about Giannis. And he said in an interview today, day 1 of training camp, that if AD or KD or LeBron wants to come to Miami, he wants them to come, to Milwaukee. If any of these superstars will come to Milwaukee, then Giannis says, I'll be a number 2. I'll be a number 3 on my own team if it means winning a title. And so it's sort of like, is Giannis recruiting these guys to Milwaukee? That's what everyone's wondering. I can't see a super team with superstars in Milwaukee. Can you? Can you see Kevin Durant or LeBron James moving from New York and LA to Milwaukee? No. I think that this is more likely that Giannis is willing to go to one of those big cities and play with those stars. Originally, I thought Giannis doesn't want to get Giannis doesn't want to get the Kevin Durant treatment, where he wins titles, but people say, oh, that was cheap on a super team. Today's comments to me say he is willing to do that. So it's not just the Raptors or the Heat or whatever who are in play for Giannis. I think all 30 teams listen to what Giannis said today and say, we've got a chance. Okay, so Logan wants me to talk about Luka and Giannis possibilities. Look, Logan, it's easy, man. That is a guaranteed I don't want to say a guaranteed dynasty, but a guaranteed chip, because they just fit so well together on the court. You've got the guy who has the ball in his hands, who treats the game like a mix of James Harden and LeBron James, and he plays in the backcourt. Luka, and then you've got the ultimate front court player in Giannis. And you know what? It wouldn't be that bad with Kristaps Porzingis because KP can stretch the floor, so he's not going to crowd the paint and clog the paint for Giannis. So I think the league's worst nightmare is if Giannis chooses Dallas because of how young Luka is, and their timeline would be like way over here. Like, for example, if Giannis chose, I don't know, Brooklyn or something, like if he teams up with an older star like a Kevin Durant or LeBron James, like only a few years before those guys are out of the league. If Giannis chose Dallas, Giannis and Luka would be paired together for the next 10 years plus. It would be unbelievable. Ethan Zai says, sorry, dude. It went away. I'm trying to find it. Ethan said something about Aaron Baines. What are you doing? What do you think about the Raptors signing Baines? Look, here's the thing. I think because we all know the name Aaron Baines, it was, and he's a known commodity. A lot of us thought, oh, okay, well, they didn't, this isn't that bad of a drop off for them at center. I totally disagree. Look, Aaron Baines played really well at the beginning of last year for the Suns when DeAndre Ayton was out, but he fell off. He wasn't consistent the rest of the year. And I think it is a huge drop-off to go from Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka down to Aaron Baines. I think it's going to be really tough for the Raptors to repeat what they did last year, which was get the 2 seed and blow all the media and most fans' expectations out of the water. A lot of people expected the Raptors to take a big step back after Kawhi left. They proved all of us wrong. And you could say, yeah, you're underestimating the Raptors. That's what everyone does every year. Look, I hope I'm wrong. I really like that franchise, that organization. But I think Baines represents a big step back, and I think that's how their entire season's going to go. All right, let's just do like one or two more questions here because we've got a super chat. Who are your top 3 MVP candidates for next year? Wow. Okay, well, it can't be anyone who's going to load manage a lot. So that would take Kawhi out. I would say that my top 3 MVP candidates would have to be Giannis. I don't want to miss anyone here. So you know what? This wasn't a super chat. I wouldn't be doing all this, but I am. Okay. Let's see. Let's go with, I want to say Kevin Durant, but he's going to be on a minutes restriction. I'm going to say my top 3 MVP candidates are going to be Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and let's go with, it's hard not to say LeBron James. I want to say Steph Curry. So, really my big 2. Yeah, I want to say Steph Curry, but here's the thing about Steph. I know Curry, right? You guys are saying Curry. Remember what Steph looked like at the beginning of last year without Clay and just Draymond and him and a lot of scrubs? Like, is Steph going to carry a team like he did when he was in his mid-20s? I hate to say that. It pains me to say that. But, like, is Steph – I can't believe that we're still doubting Steph Curry. But wouldn't a lot of you agree with me that, like, is he going to carry a team this year, Steph? Is he? I don't know. I'm not convinced. And I know that sounds so bad because people have doubted Steph for so long, and he's a 2-time MVP and the first unanimous MVP and all that. I get it, but tell me if you guys disagree, is that I have a shade of doubt for Steph. Sorry. Name your top 5 possible Giannis teams. Oh, my top 5 Giannis teams. That's a lot easier. Let's go Milwaukee. Let's go Dallas. Let's go Raptors. Let's go Miami. And number 5 would be let's go Lakers. That's it. Okay, guys. Look, this was a lot of fun. I know. Do you guys doubt Curry? I'm just gonna look at this real quick to see if you guys agreed with me or not. I'm scrolling back in the chat to see if you guys agreed with me. You see Curry, LeBron, Zion fit, Harden for sure. I can't find it. I don't know. We'll see, guys. Okay, this was fun. I'm glad that we did this. I didn't have time to make a legit video about this. I'm sorry if you missed the part where I actually talked about what the video said it was about. I'm going to post this video so you can go back and watch it. You guys are the best. We'll see you with a new video tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Late.